Right, welcome to this episode of the All You Can Talk podcast. And today, we're looking into that one. I'm looking either one. I'm being producer's producing. Today, I've got Q5, the lovely guy that he is.
Well,
and today we've got a mint guest that's absolutely going to kill it in bike riding and just run. It just cycles everywhere. We've got Dave Wilkinson. Everyone can.
Welcome on the pod, mate.
You've done a lot, mate, and yeah, we're going straight into it. How's grassroots going?
It's going good, mate. Obviously, we do a lot in regards of trying to hit different people.
Yeah.
Obviously, we work in schools. That's primarily where it started.
Yeah.
Working in schools as a sports provision. So we'll go in, we'll do teaching PE, after school clubs, holiday clubs. Now we do wraparound care, for them that work.
Yeah.
So obviously it's all Ofsted registered, the works. Just getting kids active basically.
Yeah.
But then obviously we go all the way up into care homes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's where my charity work came into it. Obviously we ended up setting a charity up. Basically, obviously my gaffer won't mind me saying this, but obviously his dad ended up having to go in a care home because he's suffering with dementia. So my gaffer Chris, he funds that himself. He's paid for it for the last 2.5 years to send 2 staff every week to do activities with their residents. So then it became the idea of, can we go in other ones? But a lot of care homes can't afford it.
No.
Or they're not willing to pay it. Like, obviously, I'll not go too political. People always say to me, yeah, but you have to pay thousands to have a resident in there, but they should have money. They don't. You know what I mean? So basically, I come up with the idea, well, what about if I do some challenges? So then we can offer 6 weeks free.
Yeah.
Now, in that 6 weeks, it's more about showing staff the little things that you can do, the little simple games that'll bring them back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
cheers them up. It makes them feel like they can do something.
Because they are understaffed in care homes and they're rushing about, they don't get chance to do much with them. As much with them. They do the best, obviously. I take my hat off to them. They do a fantastic job, obviously. Yeah. But when it comes to activities, a lot of time they're just sat in a chair in a room. Now, I always look at it as, when it comes to mental health, we'll talk about men's mental health, children's, but what about an old person that's lost their home, lost their partner, been put in an home where they don't know nobody?
Yeah.
Their routines have been changed. They've got to go to home's routine, if you get me.
Yeah.
What about their mental health? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of them, they become a shell.
Yeah.
And first day I ever went in one, I'll never forget her. She became my favourite, Edna, she was called. 98.
I think my great-grandmother, I believe, called her.
She was sat there, and I'm not kidding her, I had a beach ball.
Yeah.
You know, so you can throw and catch. It's not going to hurt him if you don't catch it.
No.
Yeah.
So basically, I said, joining in? And she was like, sat there and just a shell, she just looked through me. Didn't get any reaction at all. Staff jumped. She'll not join in, we don't get no out of her. So I went, come on, are you joining? And pretended to throw it. And straight away, hands come up to catch it. So you are there. Yeah, that's it now. And basically, she caught it, threw it back, gave me a little grin. And from there, she more and more every week, she come out of her shell to a point where she was then having a laugh. As soon as I walked in my home, big grin on face, morning, do you know what I mean? Happy as Larry.
I think that's why they say a lot of people in care homes die, because people are just like, they're not going to do all, so there's no point trying with them anymore.
The amount of success that we've had, which it's a shame that it's all based on what they can physically do. You know, when you're looking for results, the problem with that is they're at that age where they're at end of life for a lot of them. So then you can't base it on physicality. You've got to base it on emotional and mental improvements. Because if they are at end of... Chances are, what they could do one day, they can't do it next week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're not physically capable of it.
Yeah.
So it's a shame in that aspect when you're looking into trying to turn it into a big thing and record the success. Because we have staff saying, look at difference in them. Because they're happy, they're talking.
Yeah.
Some of them might sit there for days and then not talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Living in a room all together, we're all having a laugh and they're talking to us.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? So,
They're all still there mentally.
There's that saying, isn't there? When you stop when you stop being active, is the moment you start dying.
Yeah.
And that's not. A lot of people see that as physical, but it's not just that.
No,
It's interaction.
mentally,
It's the mental activity, like you say as well. Just having that person to be able to talk to, things like that, keep your brain active as well as your body and your physical.
100%.
That's why you see a lot of old people still work.
Yeah.
Because they can't stop. If they stop, they're gone. That's it. You have to keep your brain going.
I've got one coming to my fitness classes, Dave, he's got 71.
Yeah.
And he absolutely smashes it. And he'll say to me, I said, just chill out. No, I've got to keep going because once I slow down, do you know what I mean?
You're done.
Exactly.
That's when it goes downhill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we see, me and Danny go to the same gym, and do you know who Terry Vice is? You might have seen him. He's huge, and he just says, I'm not going to stop.
No.
Because I can't. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I know that I'll just pack it in if I do.
Exactly. It's
So-
a downhill slope from there.
It is. And the amount of people where, I knew a guy who was 90 odd, and he's still working. I says, why don't you quit? You've got all this money.
Yeah.
He says, the day I stop working,
Yeah.
I'll be dead next day.
Yeah.
I'll be done.
It is. It's having that activity to do. It's having that thing to keep your mind busy as well and to
Yeah,
have a
purpose.
a purpose. Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. So where did the idea actually come about then to do grassroots and
So
get it where it is?
Chris obviously come up with the idea, and then his son-in-law, he were a PE teacher and an English teacher, Connor. So they kind of just teamed up and just took it on and proper took a risk basically.
Yeah.
Started to win out and just went for it. Trying to be sports provisions, going into schools, replacing PE teachers obviously because a lot of schools aren't got a PE teacher anymore.
They're not?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Not in
it's
primary
where-
school level.
yeah.
Wow.
It's where the teacher will just get given the curriculum and you follow that.
That's mad.
So then it was like, well, why can't we come in and do it? And then it's just grown from there. And I mean, we've become big now. We work in a lot of schools, including secondary schools, holiday clubs, like I said, the works. And then, like I said, we've got obviously Bears Den, other after school activities, basketball, football, all things like that. And then care homes as well.
I think one big thing that I keep seeing from you is the mental health boot camps.
Yeah.
8 weeks long, I think. Some are 6 weeks, some are 8 weeks.
8 week.
Yeah.
8 week boot camp.
This is what caught my attention.
So basically, I started them about just over 3 years ago. My thing was, basically, when I ended up in a dark place and I was drowning, but we are realising you know, when you block it out, you just get on with things.
Yep.
Class it a functional depression.
Yeah.
Now, to look back now, I know. Yeah, fair dues.
okay.
Do you know what I mean? But at the time, it was like, well, no, I'll get on with it. I've got no choice but to get up and get on with it.
Yeah.
I've got to go to work. I've got to do my bits. Obviously, I went into MMA. That was just to lose weight at first and just to try and drag myself out of that place.
Yeah.
As soon as I started and you do a bit of sparring and all that, all of a sudden you've got an escape.
You got a bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But mine were an escape like big time. Because in that moment you've got to focus on your opponent because if not it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
So every dark thought and everything that was going off in my head, that silence made. You know what I mean? But it became addictive then, where I'd invite it on. So if we were sparring, come on, go for it. I still do it now. It's a bad habit. Obviously, it can be dangerous.
Do you think?
I'm not saying for anybody to do that.
Do you think that because we spoke to Craig Jenks a few months ago? Do you think it was a bit of self-harming? That do you think?
Yeah. So I was just going to say this, right? So I once went to pick my kids up, and their mum actually said it. She'd seen a program about MMA fighters, and they were talking about depression. And that's what they were saying. It's a form of self-harming because you're inviting it on. And I was like, shut up, Doug, you know what I mean? And she was like, Wilkie, watch this. Obviously, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, you've got me.
You know it,
and she's like, you get punched and you walk forward. You're not backing off, you're walking forward into it. So you're inviting the pain on it. It is self-harming. But at the same time, it does, because no else is there then. All them thoughts, it's quiet.
Yeah.
It's peaceful. As weird as it sounds, you're
I get
getting
it.
punched and kicked.
I know exactly what you
it's
mean, Wilkie.
peaceful.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
peaceful, and I love it.
Yeah.
This is
You know what I
something
mean?
we spoke about a lot. We spoke about it with Kyle Weiss. We spoke about it with a lot of people. Whether you're on stage, whether you're playing football. Like
Yeah.
for myself, if I'm on stage or I play football, it's a peace.
Yeah.
It just calms you. Nothing else
You're in
matters
your
for
zone,
that
aren't you?
particular
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
You're in your
I think
peaceful
it's really
place.
important, especially as men, that we have that sort of
Yeah.
thing that we
Yeah.
can go to and just completely reset.
I think when you haven't got that, that's where drugs, ale, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, that all
Yeah.
comes into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And even though everybody will say, oh, that's drugs and drink are dangerous, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, if you're using violence, fair dues controlled violence, I'll always say, I hate violence. If somebody starts in the street, if I can walk away, I'll walk away, whatever.
Yeah,
If you want to go
said
tell
same.
your mates, Wilkie back down to me, fair dues, go tell them. But then come and see me at gym where I can't get done and we'll have it out. I'm not bothered. Do you know what I mean? Fake me in a way where I can't get done all day, every day, whoever.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to jail.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's one of them where that controlled violence, for me, it's therapeutic. And if you ain't got that, you
I've
then look for
said same.
different outsets for
I've
it.
said
Yeah,
exactly the same,
100%.
mate, because I said to Danny the other day, I said, I'm craving violence, man.
Yeah.
I'm not violence I'm going to smash
No.
somebody to bits, but I'm just
having a tear
craving
up.
somebody to punch
Yeah,
me.
it's
It's,
I think
weird.
It's having that release as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
having that, because we get built up with testosterone,
Yeah.
we get built up in his head. Just having that moment to be able to release that aggression, to release all them inner thoughts, whatever. You might be taking it out on somebody else, but they're consenting to it almost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, obviously, we never really. There were a few lads where if we had fights coming, obviously we'd have a proper tear up, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we love that.
And people have said, oh, yeah, that looked a bit real. That no, we've both got fights coming up.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
We're both going for it.
It's
Do you know
heavy
what I mean?
sparring.
Yeah, exactly.
So
There's a time for it.
yeah. So obviously, I ended up where people that are struggling, they've always kind of gravitated towards me. Anyway, I've always found that all the way through life from being a kid. So then, I always said once I had time, I'd love to be able to run something for free or as cheap as possible. I mean, Bears Den, 20 quid for a month. Do you know what I mean? Come to as many classes as you
Exactly.
want, 20 quid.
Yeah.
All day, every day. Don't need to raise my prices. It's not about money. But then the mental health boot camps, that were more, then we are really targeting people that are struggling. Do you know what I mean? And make it free.
Yeah.
So that they can see the effects that training, and not just the training side. For me, when it comes to depression, you feel lonely. You don't feel part out.
Yeah.
Now, for me, when I was doing MMA, you've got a group of lads that you might not even know properly. You don't see them outside gym.
Yeah.
In that gym, they're supporting you out there.
Yeah.
So for me, it was about creating an atmosphere where we built something
Yeah.
that people felt a part of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You felt included. It's like I'll adapt I'm not bothered if somebody can't do out. Like Fisher, my mate, he was 30 odd stone. Proper
Wow.
depressed, don't lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had a accident, knackered his knee, well, his leg. And he was really struggling. He kept saying to me, I'm depressed. He had a kid, and obviously when he only a baby, like, so I said to him, I says, look, you're all right, come training. Yeah, but I can't walk properly.
Do something.
Come and sit on a chair. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we've done. Whenever somebody comes and they've got out that they can't do, I'll adapt it. All the way. I've said to folk, even if you just come and sit on bike, you're still getting included.
Yeah.
You're still a part of something. You're still socialising. You're getting out of the house.
Makes
and I
them
think
want to
that's
go.
the biggest thing. If as soon as depression kicks in, everybody seems to want to hide away.
Yeah.
Now, I never had that choice. When I had my darkest days, I didn't have that choice because I always had I had kids. So I was like, I've got to go to work because if not, I'm going to lose my house. Then where am I having my kids?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I had to go to work. Do you know what I mean? So it one of them where I've always just got up and just got through the day. No matter how I felt, do you know what I mean? There's been bad days. Do you know what I mean? But it's that fact that it makes you resilient. And like now I'm at a place where because I'm helping others, I found that purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
important.
even when I've got them dark thoughts in my head and I feel a bit crap, I'm up. Every morning I'm up because no matter what my days, every day that I've got, is going and helping somebody in some way, whether I'm going to school, care home, or doing Bears Den.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So every day is literally set on going and helping other people.
They're helping you back, sounds it as well. It's like
that's what it is,
a give and give.
It's a big circle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because me doing that gives me that purpose. And obviously for me, a massive part of it is community spirit.
Yeah.
We ain't got none no more.
Yeah, it's very...
Yeah.
Not compared to when I was a kid. I knew everybody on my street. Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got home from school and your mum walked in, you could go to any neighbour's house. They'd have fed you a lot by the time your mum got back 10 minutes later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's really important for us, especially as men, but for everybody in general, but especially as men, to have a brotherhood around you.
Yeah.
To have that sense of community as well. Because like you said, everybody, especially nowadays with everybody living online and things like that, people tend to isolate themselves. And when you're going through that dark times, that isolation is really poor.
Yeah,
It's
I think
really
it makes
important.
it worse.
Yeah, but I think it's really important for you. You've found that purpose, helping other people. I've always said this with anything you want to do in life. Whatever you want to achieve, you can't just do it for yourself.
No.
You have to have some... if you do
there's
it for
that
other
purpose,
people as well, it gives you that almost motivation to
Yeah.
be able to carry on and to keep
And I think
doing
that's
it.
the good thing with training, because even if you're not training to fight, you're still going and helping your teammates if they're doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're just bettering yourselves, if you get me.
Yeah.
You're helping each other become better.
Yeah.
I said that to Jenks. I says, if I'm not fighting, I'll just help some lads out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't matter, just show me videos of the fighting, I'll try and mimic what they're doing.
Yeah.
Something like that, I'm not bothered. I'll scrap with some.
I did that with Kane Wheel.
See, my style's too erratic.
No,
That's
exactly.
the
So
problem.
I just got to mate.
I can switch stance because I used to be a kickboxer, so I used to like switching feet and throwing them little uppercuts and but it's I've always said this with training. When you're in there, I always walk out thinking, I love that. That one meant, and like I said it on last episode, I can remember one time my nose was streaming with blood, my mouth was bleeding. I was like, I love this. Yeah. This has meant this. I've found where I'm, where I'm meant to be. And I'm just like, I get the feeling. I know why people do it professionally and obviously amateur and don't get anywhere sometimes. They just love it.
But same with one of my fights. I thought when I think it was my fourth fight, they asked me if I wanted to fight for a belt. Said, oh, you've won 3, fight for a belt. And I thought this kid had trained for 17 years. Really good coach, blah, blah, blah. Done all sorts. But we'd only had the same amount of fights. But like I said, and he was like 23. I was like 35. He was a proper athlete. And it come down to it. He had all skill, technique, the lot. I was just old and had that grit and that determination. It was a proper mix. And same in that fight, he'd bust my nose, he'd drop me, kick me at head. I'd just gone like that. Do you know what I mean? You should me short walk, mate. Keep it coming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at one bit, he's just looking at his corner like, what do I do? he ain't stopped trying to get me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, it was nuts.
Yeah, I can remember because when we started, I met him at boxing. I met Kieran at boxing, and they always used to say, "Oh, Glassjaw's here, Glassjaw's here, Uga's here," because I used to tie up because that's what I love doing. I just tied them up, get in there, boom, tie up. And I can remember second fight, wasn't it, when I fought Lee? Yeah. And I walked off, he went, I am never accusing you of having a glass jaw again. Because I stayed up and I didn't really get sparked. It was just hit me hard and I was like, oh shit, that was it.
No, anybody would have gone down under them punches, mate.
Thanks,
anybody
mate. But it's that grit that you find where you think, I ain't going down. I live for this. It's not, you know what I mean? Well, even if you're not getting paid.
That fight that I had with Brandon, like I say, he was much better than me skill-wise. Athletic, the works. And that was character building for me because in that fight, at one bit, he had me in a choke and I was done, I was knackered, do you know what I mean? He'd kicked me all over. But I just kept going for him and going for him.
Yeah.
And he had me in a choke and I thought, right, he's got me. Just tap. And literally my head's like, tap, we're done. You know what I mean? My body's like, yeah, 100% I'm done. Now we're like, no, we're not. Get him off now. So I'm like, hey, get off. You know what I mean? And got him off and carried on. And it was so weird because it was that, I took that into life then because it was that when I wanted to quit, my heart was like, no, we're not done yet. We're not quitting.
One thing combat sports is really good for is teaching you that resilience and discipline. There's a Navy SEAL saying, isn't there? where when you're working out or whatever, and when you think you're absolutely exhausted, you're only 40% done.
Keep going. Do that bit more.
You can push past it. It's the mindset, it's limitations you put upon yourself.
Exactly.
And like you said, coming out of that fight, that teaches you real life skills where
big time.
if you were going through struggles, I've been through harder shit than this. I've had a lad who's however many stone choking me out, and I still got out of it.
Exactly.
It's a weird feeling getting choked out. I don't know if you've ever
I've never
experienced
done
it.
MMA, mate. It wasn't
I've
my
been
thing.
shot, I've never gone out.
No, I've never gone out, but you know when you like can't breathe and it's like blood's going and you can feel your
It's worse than getting punched.
Oh, it's weird. I didn't
It's
like
scarier, isn't it?
it's awful. I can remember a lad getting me in a choke and he's like, I bet I could thingy you out. And I'm like, I bet you can't. And they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like you said, sweet, let go. Yeah.
I saw black fading out. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it is.
It's a weird feel. And it doesn't take long either.
No. If somebody gets you right, you're talking 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, once you get the arteries cut, that blood flow to your brain's cut, because that's what it is. It's not oxygen, it's blood flow.
Yeah.
You're fucked. It's like, oh shit, I'm going.
Respect to you boys. Like, I was quite happy just getting punched in face. Like,
well, I've always said that as well. I'd get punched in face all day long, but it being liver, I can't do liver shots, man. I just feel like I'm going to die. Do you know what I mean?
I think everybody does, mate.
Do you know who Jody Hancock is?
Yeah.
He hit me with one. And I don't know if you've ever sparred with him.
No.
He don't like sparring, Wilkie. He don't like sparring at all.
Marcus, that. I've been in with Marcus.
James,
James. PT.
Yeah. 100%
every time. Let's have it.
Yeah, and I'm just there like, he caught me with a beauty. And I went down, I couldn't breathe for about 4 days. And he said I remember him texting all the lads like, oh, I'm coming down tonight. And one of the lads, Logan, he texts me like, you coming down? I'm like, nah, fuck that. I just still couldn't breathe. I was like, wow.
No, mate, I remember taking when we were doing white collar, remember training, and there was this big, like, we must have been 6'5", 6'6".
I think I remember you mean, he was an old bloke, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he was
like,
good him.
He was really good. I think he boxed before, didn't he?
Yeah, he said he'd boxed a lot of times.
He caught me right under the rib. It was about second week, we were in thing, he caught me right under the rib. Give me a lung infection. Yeah. I had to take a week off training.
Yeah.
Mad, innit?
I take punch all day long, but
Yeah, I've said to him, I spoke to one of amateurs, I can't remember his name, I'm trying to think, and he says he walked out of one fight after 6 rounds of sparring, and they were doing proper sparring, hard sparring, walked out, and he says, oh, when I got home I just pissed blood.
Yeah.
He says he got caught that many times and his body just like, nah.
This is where it comes back to that self-harm thing, isn't it? Because it's almost like
you're harming your body.
Back it next day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling.
It's that resilience. You're harming yourself to prove to yourself that you can overcome it.
I think it can just become dangerous. You can become punch drunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, if you don't realise it, because I didn't, and it was like that, just and literally, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I always remember at White Collar. Do you remember when, because there were a lot of people who'd never boxed before, anything like that, and first training session, they were telling us, right, you need to learn to punch each other in first.
Yeah.
I remember, and the amount of change you see in people when you learn you're not made of glass. Yeah. I can understand why people then go too far the other way, because you still need that switch where you're like, okay, that's enough. But for a lot of people
it as well is where they hadn't had it, where they've had somebody better than them put them in the place.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
We've all needed it. Yeah. And I can remember about 4 years ago, it was just after COVID, and I was boxing so well. Do you know when everything's just flowing and working and you feel good? I weren't getting it, and I was like, I feel mint. And there was this one lad who come in, and I couldn't understand him. I think he were foreign. He were hitting me from like places I never could hit. Yeah. And I'm like, how the fuck? He says, I'm boxing till I was 3. Yeah. And I'm like, explains everything. He had a foreign coach, and they were like professionals, and I'm like, wow, that's the level compared to me.
That's how you improve, though, because you need that, because you can get overconfident, and that's when you end up getting hurt. I remember, so you need that every now and then just to be able to go, right, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. I've got a lot left to learn. Yeah. And that's the same in life. Yeah. People get very overconfident with their own skills and things like that, and then they'll take that hit. And you need it every now and then as a person.
Tony Cruz did that to me, you know, Tony. And I thought, I'm holding my own here. It literally switched. It didn't even go into third. It was like, wasn't even our first. It was second gear. It just started engine. And he just turned it on. Right. And I even asked him after, I'm like, how'd you hit me like that? He says, I've trained.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Many
That's
years,
it.
yeah.
Like, there's no wrong with it.
I would say he was pro at one bit, wasn't
He was, he fought a lot at Metrodome.
Yeah,
And he would just hit me from places. I'm just like,
exactly.
fucking, what the fuck's this?
It's bad, isn't it?
It's man. And then
Proper.
you sit in car after and you think, what was that?
Yeah, it's
Like,
that
I can't
humbling.
believe
Wakes
it.
you up, doesn't it?
Yeah. But then you're back in next day.
Yeah, exactly.
Think,
yeah.
I want it again.
Then you improve over time.
Yeah. And then you just stop and don't fit again, get fat. And then you get fat like I did. It's cool. So challenges, this is what interested me as well. I remember, not to blow my own trumpet, it was just giving, there were a bike challenge you did.
Yeah.
And I think it was because I
you
fought Kieran, I said to him, I said, look, I'm
I
going
can remember that, yeah.
it were a big amount, or what, I can't remember how much it was. And I says, that's fucking good, that. And I can remember you posted a picture after it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, just tell us about that. Because that sounded madness.
Obviously, like I said before, the aim was, obviously, we set up a charity, GSA Community CIC.
Yeah.
So that's the charity side of grassroots. And basically that's where we do challenges, raise money for care home so that we can offer 6 weeks free.
That were it.
We've offered it, and we've been in about 70% care homes in Barnsley now.
That's mint.
So we've done good with it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's basically, we send 2 staff in every week for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a laugh with them all, do you know
And
what I
that's
mean?
why you started
Show 'em a
doing
few
challenges
bits.
and...
Yeah, so basically I've done Total Warrior. We've done like just walks with Bears Den lot, because we've got different abilities.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll set a day up where obviously some do 5k, some do 10, others will do 20. And we'll just go for a big sponsored walk, do you know what I mean? So that they can all be involved in it.
Yeah, I've seen them walking groups that you do.
If we said 20k, a lot of them, I can't do that.
Yeah.
5, 10 or 20, do you know what I mean? And we make it so that we'll do a loop so that we can drop them off on ways and then venture off some more. And then obviously bike rides, I've done 2. I did the equivalent at Barnsley Boundary Walk, which was 74 mile.
That's mad, isn't it?
And then me and Stevie, he used to come to Bearsden.
Yeah.
We did basically I'd seen someone tell you about this coast to coast bike ride.
Yeah.
Where the Roses or something, it's 170 mile. So they were saying that they'd done it over 3 days. So obviously maybe I'm like, well, I'm doing it in 2. Do you know what I mean? So first day we've set off, no planned route and out, and just gone 93 mile in first day. Do you know what I mean? Proper dead.
Wow.
It got dark. We were like, hey, come on, let's call it a day. Do you know what I mean? 93 mile.
Let's call it a day, like you're just 93 mile bike.
So 9.5 hours out on bike. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
And I messed it up because I got a racer bike thinking that'd be a better way to do it, and I just couldn't take to it. So obviously we'd set off, and I'm like, I can't. First day for an hour, I was like, I need my mountain bike. Don't feel right. Obviously gone back for mountain bike, set off again. So like I said, 93 mile, and then second day over 77, and I got to a point where obviously I got back to Royston, so that's where I live, and basically I was going out Rabbit Ings just in circles to do this last something like 10 mile because my legs had gone that much. I was like, I can't be any further away from it, else I'm not going to make it home. At least if I'm here, I'm only 5 minutes away from home. And I was biking around in circles, and it got to the point where my legs were cramping that bad. I was having to bike for 2 minutes, get off, walk for a minute, get back on, because my legs just wouldn't, and they were cramping. I'm not kidding, they were spasming. All my calves were just spasming a lot, and I thought, I need to do it. Do you know what I mean? I felt like I was failing if I didn't complete it. Do you know what I mean? It was like, but all I could think was, it's for them in care homes, do you know what I mean? So I've got to. They don't quit, they're doing bits, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, we go in there, get some pads and some boxing gloves out, mate. You should see them.
I've seen videos, mate.
Honestly,
they're good, yeah.
It's crackers. I had one woman, 102 she was. and she gets on pads, and she's obviously just nice and steady. Nice and steady, 102-year-old. And I'm praising her, because she's doing it.
Yeah. So
she sets off crying. I says, whoa, what's up? She says, just the way that you've made me feel, you're praising me and being so positive. I'm like, stop crying, because you're going to make me cry. You know what I mean? I'm like, you're not, because I'm going to crying. And a big man like me can't be crying now. You know what I mean? And it's little memories like that makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just little things like, so I'll not forget them.
No, that's it.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's them things where you think, do you know what? There's more to life than chasing money and trying to be bad boy and all that crap. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask you 2 questions about them bike rides. We'll start off with preparation. How do you actually prep for something like that?
Mate, you're mental.
Like, that's the biggest problem.
Them kicks did something wrong.
So basically me, because I do my fitness sessions and the full body workouts. I've always enjoyed going out on bike leisurely.
Yeah. 170 a mile?
No, that wasn't leisurely, trust me. But like, you know, like going for a 10-mile bike ride, like that.
Yeah.
So things like that. But then obviously run up to it. I mean, before I did 74 mile, I did one 20-mile bike ride. And lead up, rest had been like 3 mile here and there going to work and that. Do you know what I mean? And I smashed that off.
Yeah.
That was just right, if you get me. But that 171, that, like I said, second day killed me. Like, really, really bad. And like I said, that's my biggest problem. I don't prepare properly.
Have you found that throughout your life then, or is it just...
I'll just say, yeah, let's do it. And then...
It was valid though, innit?
No, mate, I gotta respect the fucking ambition, you know
that's
what I mean?
bollocks, that.
It's like, for me, I'm confident that once I start, I'll force myself to finish it. Do you know what I mean? Like when I did Total Warrior, I think it was something like 12k, 25 obstacles. Same with that. 2 weeks before, I'm like, I hate running. Most I'd ever run before that were 5k. And I'm like, 2 weeks before, I'm like, I'm have to run further than 5k just to get myself ready for it. You know what I mean? So I got up one random Saturday morning 2 weeks before. Fuck it, I'm doing it now. I'm just going to go run 10k. Ran 10k and couldn't walk for 4 days. You know what I mean? Because my body hates running.
Yeah.
It'll do different stuff, sparring, grappling, all that. I'll do that all day and be right next day. Running, no. It's just not for me. It never has been. So I'd only done one 10k before that. And then went and did, obviously, Total Warrior. Just come on, we're going. And I thought, I'd said to myself, I want to do it in an hour and 45. An hour and a half, should I say. I'd said an hour and a half to the kid that come with me. And I finished it in an hour and 45, a bit gutted. And I thought, well, hang on, I kept having to stand in lines, you know what I mean? Waiting for obstacles.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. And then checked like, finish, where everybody had finished and that. And I'd come like 800 far to about 6,000. I was like, oh, so I can run when I want to. You know what I mean?
So that's aftermath then?
Obviously.
After these bike rides?
Probably will. Honestly. That, when I did 170, I was writ off, obviously, the day after. Not majorly. It's weird, because I do recover quite quick.
Yeah.
I think it's from MMA training and all that. Your body kind of gets used to it.
Yeah.
Plus with me, because my job is active, I'm always on move, always on my feet, so I don't get chance to like kind of seize up and that, because next day I'm back moving. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With no option but to move. No matter how my body feels, you've got to just go.
It's
You know what I mean?
valid, innit?
You've got to go and do it.
It's valid.
So it's kind of, I'm always alright to a certain degree. I'm in pain. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just pottering about in pain. Like
Pottering
an old
about
man,
in
you know what I mean? Like when we did 3 peaks and all the few us from gym. That was quite alright. I really enjoyed that. But then it set me up for, because there were a few of us went, and the last that came, she was a friend of somebody that comes to the gym. She says, oh, she comes to the gym, she goes to the gym, she'll be fine. She was used to lifting weights.
Yeah,
she weren't
it's
used
different.
to endurance, and her knees hated it. So by the time we got to the second, and I've got her bag, I'm saying, I'm going to have to carry her, if you know what I mean, because she was really struggling. You know what I mean? I didn't end up having to carry her, luckily, but I had her bag with all the stuff in, my bag, and it took us a while, because, like, obviously, there were a few of us, but I've got to give a shout out to young George. My mate fetched his son. He was only 9, and he bossed it.
Did he?
And his dad even pillocked him that you hadn't put your stamp on it unless you do 20 press-ups at end. So
And he did it.
we go back to the car park and me and George are doing 20 press-ups in the car park, you know what I mean?
That's
Bless
class.
him. So, yeah, I even contacted Chronicle, you know, to get him put in. 9-year-old doing 3 peaks. Do you know what I mean? It was some going.
Yeah.
Took us about, I think it was about 10 hours. But then it set me up, and I want to go and run it in 6. You know what I mean? So that's coming this year for definite. Just because I've walked it now, I want to run it at my, do you know what I mean? Do it my way.
Yeah.
Respect to it. One thing I've picked up in this podcast, obviously, the first time I've met you, the mental resilience you have must be crazy. You know, like
with me, it's the mental resilience came because when I had my dark times, I mean, I lost one of my best friends. Well, we'd been partners a lot. So basically, that was my darkest time. She died in an accident that was caused by somebody else, and then he ran off and left her. Obviously, I'd been on the phone to her mum, basically saying obviously she'd been took to Sheffield Hospital, blah blah blah. And obviously, you know, when you're like, she's strong, she'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? She's going down to 50, she'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then I got a phone call back. She's passed away. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, it broke me, but it also broke my daughter because my daughter was close to her. We'd been best friends for like about 2 years. But then obviously things blossom and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We've been together, and then it happened 2 months after we'd split up. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
We were still friends and everything, still talking. But 2 months after that had happened, and like I said, somebody else had caused it, ran off and left her.
Did they get caught?
So basically, because
if you don't mind me asking, that is, I'm not gonna.
So basically, they'd been at a party down Longwood. As they're walking home, he will be in a sausage, so I'm going to my sister's. He's been a wally, obviously, a little down and out pillock like. I'm nicking a car, then blah blah blah. And as he said that, a G-Wagon's come driving down from Cundy Cross. He's jumped up the road to stop the wagon, climbed up on driver's door, trying to back door up and spraying out window. Let me fucking in, blah blah blah. I'm taking wagon. So she's gone round to stop him. Gone to pull him down, but nobody can prove out here because driver couldn't see out and her mate was stood on Corsi. So there's only him and her know exactly what went down then. But he's got to have pushed through it, and because wagon was still moving at 2 mile an hour, she's gone under the wheels.
Oh, fuck off.
Right.
So he's then ran off and left her. Nah, obviously, when it all come out day after and she passed, obviously, like an idiot, I've straight on, find him. I'm going to end you, do you know what I mean? I am going to, one day I am going to find you. It'll be game over, like. Obviously, all I've ever had since off everybody is think your kids. Do you know what I mean? But my daughter's had to have counselling through school and all that because whenever aught to do with death's been brought up, she's very affected by it. Do you know what I mean? Because we were really close. Yeah. I mean, even before me and Leonie were together, she used to come every weekend. She used to come to mine every weekend. We'd do something with kids. You know what I mean? Before, just as mates. Do you know what I mean? Before aught had ever gone off with us. Yeah. So she bonded with my kids as well. Do you know what I mean? So that brought my daughter as well. So not only have you killed me mate, you've brought my daughter's heart as well. You've damaged my daughter. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that was something that I really struggle with because in my world, I should be within my rights to go and do whatever I want. Yeah. Now, law can't do him for attempted talk. They can't do him for leaving her. There's no laws. Our system is proper screwed. So basically, he walked away scot-free from that. 100% free.
Fucking hell, fire.
And then, to rub salt in wounds even more, the inquiry into her death inquest. So he was meant to go to that, obviously, to answer questions. Didn't turn up. So the warrant out for his arrest, I thought, well, at least he'll get 28 days in jail for that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. When they caught up with him, gypsies had kidnapped me and had me working in Scotland against my will. Let him off. Do you know what I mean? So
somebody's lost a fucking life.
There you go. Our system is very screwed. The law, in theory, should change. Yeah, it should. In that aspect, if your actions have caused somebody's death, surely you should get done. Yeah. Yeah. They're saying, well, we can't prove that he's pushed her. Coppers have said, look, we know he has. You can tell. That's the only way it can have happened. But we cannot prove it in a court of law, so they will throw it out. There is nothing they can do. You know what I mean?
No, I couldn't.
Right.
No.
And he now goes around telling everybody that he's victim and he weren't there and he's lost his girlfriend they loved. That's how bad he is. I'm not going to mention his name because he'll probably do me somehow and I'll get done.
Yeah.
That's how bad the system is.
Yeah.
I'll mention him now, he'll see it and then he'll get me done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? None of it makes sense.
So is that where your dark days really started then? Is that where you just...
I mean,
how long ago?
I've always struggled since being a kid. Like, felt like I didn't fit in and all the rest of it. Bullied, all the rest of that. But that's when it really... But the weirdest part was, it happened, and because I am that guy that gets up and gets on with it, you kind of bury your head. It's not real. And again, it was my kid's mum that really made me open my eyes, because it had been a few months, and because I just got on with everything, I went to pick my kids up one day, and I'll never forget, as I've not, she's come out first, and I need to talk to you before you go. Well, wow, what's up? She's like, are you all right? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's what we do, innit? Yeah, of course I am. Yeah, but are you? And I'm like, yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me this? Do you know what I mean? Because obviously it was start at blue. I'm like, and she's like, well, you know she's not coming back, don't you?
Oof.
And it was that hesitation. Because when you buried your head and you're like, some miracle somehow, it's all going to be a dream, or some miracle's going to happen and not. And I'm like, yeah, obviously she's dead. Of course I know that she's not. Yeah, but there's no miracle. She's not going to come and knock on your door one day. Do you know what I mean? And then that will, and she said to me, she says, you've got to accept it. She said, because if not...
Probably one of them truth hurts sort of things, isn't it?
Well, that's what it was.
Yeah.
She weren't trying to be... She was doing it for me. She knew what she needed to do for me because she knew what I was like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You bury it, you get on with stuff.
Yeah.
And she says, you've got to accept it, because if not, you are a ticking time bomb and you are going to do something and you're going to ruin your entire life because it's just going to come out one day because you haven't faced it. Do you know what I mean? And then job's screwed, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
They say that
Everything's screwed.
there's 5 stages of grief. I can't remember them all, but the final one is acceptance.
Yeah.
In it, I believe there's anger in there as well. There's,
100%.
There's rationalisation in there as well.
Yeah.
But
I think
the final one is acceptance.
Yeah.
Because then you may not have even realised it yourself, and a lot of people go through it, don't. You'll have been going through them stages up until that point, and that'll probably be the point.
I think grief is one at worst by far, because there's no set way of dealing with any of it, and there's so many triggers.
I think one of the things that people struggle with is that they've struggled with pain for so long that they don't know what they'll feel like without it.
Yeah.
And that's what
You almost become
triggers it.
comfortable in the pain.
Yeah, you become comfortable in pain.
Well, that's the weird bit with me. That's where I am. But because I've sat with it, you know, my own. Like, obviously, at this point, I was single, I was on my own. Unless my kids were there, or I was going training, whatever, I was on my own. Sat on my own.
Yeah.
And a lot of that time was spent thinking.
Yeah.
Going through it in my head. Dealing with my own emotions and trying to figure myself out. And I remember once going at doctors over not sleeping. And obviously we end up talking, and I've explained Leonie, and obviously I've lost another friend after that, which triggered it all off again. So basically I was sat with him, and as I've spoke to him, he's like, oh, you understand your sin. I can't tell you out. He says, I've never really met anybody that's understood their own. I said, because I've sat with it. I've sat with my darkness, I've accepted it, faced it in a way. Don't get, I still have it every day, but it's that I'm not sitting and being a victim, and I'm not sitting and grieving, I'm not sitting and allowing it to consume me, because that's when it ruins me. Do you know what I mean? You're allowing your sin to be ruined by not fighting back. I see it as, it's a fate. It's another fate that you've got to win. You're at war with what's going off in your head and in your heart and blah, blah, blah. You have got to get all you've got. You've got to fight back, and you can't take easy route.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people these days go wrong, because everybody's looking to mask everything.
With a pill or something.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Drugs. Sex.
Yeah.
I've been there myself. I went through a stage where you're abusing yourself through sex.
Yeah.
It's so strange, but that's something that's not talked about.
No.
And I find it pretty weird, because it is a coping mechanism that men and women use. Do you know what I mean? Where it's meaningless sex.
Yeah.
Just
I
for
hadn't thought
sake of
about it
having
like that,
sex.
but that is true.
Oh yeah, mate.
That is true.
And most people have been there.
Yeah.
And it's normally when they're dealing with depression or grief.
Yeah.
Or both, obviously.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
A lot of people rush nowadays, especially with the technology we have, things like that. It's interesting you said with you had to face your thoughts and facing your thoughts. A lot of people, when they hear that inner voice, they block it out. They'll start watching YouTube, they'll start playing a video game, they'll start doing something. When in reality, you need to listen to that inner voice.
I swear by music, mate.
Yeah.
Music.
Same, mate. Yeah.
And my big thing is, over years, a new song will come out that's very relatable to grief and loss and blah blah blah. And it'll come on straight, and you boom, turn that off quick. You know what I mean? I can't, and you'll cry.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I'm not scared to admit that I'll cry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a very affectionate person, emotional person. I'd cry in front of anybody. I'm not worried. Nobody's going to tell me I'm soft. Do you know what I mean? Because then I'll say, well, put a pair of gloves on, we'll see who's soft. That's genuinely where I see it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
valid.
You might beat me, but I'll show you that I'm not soft, I guarantee it. Do you know what I mean? I've no problem at all admitting that I'm soft in that aspect when it comes to emotions. And what I found was, a song would come on and it'd break me. To the point I'd be brought crying, proper sobbing.
Yeah.
And I found myself going back to it. So I'd let myself calm down from it. I'd put it back on. It'd break me again. I'll put it back on. Do you know what I mean? Because then you're facing it. As daft as it sounds, you're facing it. If that's triggering you, that's triggered you to revisit that pain. Fair dues. Let's watch it again. Well, let's listen to it again. Until I can listen to it and enjoy it. To a certain, not enjoy it, but listen to it and respect it, I suppose. So respect it as in that's reminding me of that person that's gone. That don't mean it has to break me. I can enjoy that song and remember them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
For what they're meant to be remembered for as well.
Yeah. And it's weird because I find that's then character building and helps you emotionally.
Yeah. 100%.
Definitely. You can definitely get on board with that.
You're not running from it.
Yeah, you can't run from these things.
Because that's the biggest thing. We run from things. And then a massive thing for me is that I believe a lot of people don't understand when they're drowning.
Yeah.
In emotions and darkness.
A lot of people tend to just think that something's going to fix it and they don't know what it is and they're waiting for something.
But they look for that escape instead of trying to fix it.
They're looking for a shortcut.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a shortcut, mate, because I think, like, if you're turning to drugs to deal with something, or beer, whatever, if you're turning to that, you're not fixing it.
No, you're not.
You're simply...
You're numbing it.
You're just numbing it and masking it. And I mean, I did it, like I said, with MMA, and it was so weird because just before my first fight, obviously, I don't know if you know him, Adam Conley, he was from around here.
I've heard
that
of the
name. Rings a bell,
So, he was one of my best mates growing up. We went to separate ways of it because he took one life, I took the family life, do you know what I mean? They only wanted to get together when they were sessioning. I weren't going sessioning.
Yeah.
Let me know if you want to go for some snap or something with kids, fair dues. So obviously we're not seeing each other as much, but that love was still there between us, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously he passed away just before my first fight. So then that triggered me. And because I had this fight, it was like, instead of it putting me down, it triggered me on. Do you know what I mean? And weird thing was, after my first fight, I mean, I had a good job, stable routine and everything. I won my first fight. And then obviously darkness hit me. I don't want to be here. Nobody would be bothered if I wanted to. All them proper negative thoughts, they'll be fine without me. Do you know what I mean? Including my kids, everything. Not suicidal. This is the weird thing that I'll always emphasise. The weird part was, I'd never ever do that. Ever. I know 100% I would never. I've never had a suicidal thought. I wanted an accident.
Yeah.
I wanted it to not be my fault that I were gone. But I wanted it and I welcoming it on. And I'll never forget, I went out jogging. Like I said, I don't like going jogging. And I went jogging down Royston. And basically, I've come out at the bottom of one street to go down Canal. Headphones in, not a caring world. Like I said, didn't care at that point, and I've just ran out. And this poor guy, only a young'un, in a Corsa, boom, wiped shit onto his bonnet. Do you know what I mean? Luckily, we weren't going fast, and he hit me, and I'm like, whoa! I've slid off bonnet. I'm sorry, mate. He's obviously joking. Yeah, it's my fault, mate. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? That snapped me out of things because it was like that poor lad. Do you know what I mean? That'd have haunted him if he'd have ended me then. Do you know what I mean? So then that one gone. It was so strange, but my point with it is everything was fine. Everything was good. Do you know what I mean? Like really, really good. Life was very good at that point. So it was so strange to then that darkness just creep back in out of nowhere for no reason. Proper.
Wow.
And it was scary because then it was like, well, hang on, why? Why now? Do you know what I mean?
I feel her in that one because when I finish my fights, I think, what next?
Yeah.
And that's what triggers my mind.
My
So
thing
it's
was,
a similar...
I had things next, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just
did
won
you?
it. I had another lined up. I was on it.
Yeah.
It was so
It
strange.
was just that feeling.
There was nothing at all to trigger the what next.
Maybe
Why
it's a
am I
sort of that, oh, I've done it. I've done it now.
It was honestly because that was literally my worst point. Do you know what I mean? Out of nowhere, it was like it had all just come and hit me at once.
I think it's because you mentioned that, and this is just going into it, but you've mentioned that you accepted it.
Yeah.
And I think it's a case that you blocked it out with training at prep, and when you've done it, you've not really had to think about it.
Yeah.
Think about the fight and all the preparation and things like that. You've had to think about the other things that are happening.
Yeah.
And you've just gone, your brain's just thought, you need to think about this now.
It was strange, very.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You've,
I think
you've
with
done
things
that
like
now,
that
go
as
into
well,
them.
It never leaves you. That's the one thing. It's one thing you manage throughout your entire life. You learn a way to manage it, and I think that's what catches a lot of people out because they'll go through a good time, then it'll come back and like you said, why I thought I dealt with this.
Yeah.
And
It's strange. I mean, I know I won't say dealt with it, but like to a certain point, I don't think I've ever been stronger than what I am now, because I'm now. I'm in control of everything.
Yeah.
And like, no it phases me now. Like, whatever. That's happened, fair dues. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it also opened my eyes to, I'm not one of them. I don't care if it's your mum, your dad, sister, brother, best mate for 20 or whatever. If they're bringing out negative to you, and they're basically bringing you down, they've got to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it's your wife for 10 years or whatever. If it's not working and they don't belong in your life, they've got to go.
Yeah.
You don't need to put any effort into where somebody's not like being true to you. Do you know what I mean? If they're not helping you grow and helping you succeed in being your best version kind of thing, you've got to let them go.
Yeah.
As hard as it might be. I just feel like there's so much emphasis on, but it's your dad, it's your mum. Like my mum said to me, my dad was drunk and never bothered with me, do you know what I mean? But I always pined for him as a kid. And then when I had my own kids, because he didn't put effort in with them, right now, you're gone now, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? And then Leonie died, Conley died. He weren't there for me. But then when his wife was dying, he's messaging me, I need you. And I ignored messages and I told my mum. She's like, no, I don't. I said, I'll tell you now, I won't be at his funeral. And she's like, you can't say that. So why?
Yeah.
He's your dad. I said, all right, well, when was the last time that I went to a stranger's funeral?
Wow.
I don't. I don't go to strangers' funerals. He's 100% a stranger.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him for years. He don't know where my kids live. He don't know where I live. He don't know all about me other than what people that he knows that I know that might know us on my Facebook. That's the only things
That's
that he
the
knows
typical
about
thing,
me.
innit?
So
Yeah.
he's a stranger.
Yeah.
So why would I go to his funeral? Because he's my dad.
Yeah.
But he's not.
It's one of
You've
that.
got to protect your inner peace. I've
you
always
go.
said this.
Yeah.
I've said the exact same thing. Like there's people I've had in my past where, well, mutual friends are ours, and it's like, nah. I mean, Danny knows one of them from a few years back, and it was just constantly like, well, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. And it's like, but you got to just do something.
Yeah.
Take a risk. And then I left that situation.
Yeah.
And you've just got to think, nah, it's my peace you're destroying.
Exactly.
I'm not having it anymore.
Well, I find that with mental health boot camps. So like I say, obviously we offer them 8 weeks free. All you've got to do is turn up. Now, how I do it is, we've got set days and times that are purely for people that sign up to boot camps. But if them days and times don't suit, you can come to any of my other sessions for free. Do you know what I mean? Which I've got them on the morning first thing, evening, I've got 2-3 times a week on an evening. So you can come to any of them. My thing is, I can only offer you it.
Yeah.
I can only tell you to come and try and encourage you to come.
Yeah.
If you don't come, what can I do? I can't force you, I can't chase you.
Yeah.
What I do is I'll try and push it a bit. I can't bug somebody.
No.
Once I've texted somebody a few times, look, come on. Do you know what I mean? You can do it, don't be worried.
Yeah.
I mean, one lass that came, and she's still coming now. She's the most anxious woman I've had through to us. I've had 2, a man and a woman. Mark's been coming 2 years. He was the most anxious man I've had through to her. Literally rabbit in headlights. 50-odd-year-old, nervous breakdown, all that. Brock. He sat there and I said, do me a favour. I said, I know you're scared. Just show up tomorrow. Give me a chance to help you.
Yeah.
He never misses. He's in and he'd literally sit here now and he'd tell you, it's changed my life. It's given him that something to do so that it takes him away from his own life and it's
Feel like the part of something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's made friends that he goes and does things with and everything. He's got respect in room and all that.
Training does that for you.
Exactly.
You gain friends that you didn't expect.
Community.
Me and him have been,
Look
we're each other's right hand man constantly. Something happens, he knows he can call me and I can call him. Same with Danny. There's just things that you align together with people.
And that's how they are. And then woman, she came, I think it was about 6 months ago. As soon as we started, we did his warm up. Time to start, right? Pick where you want to start. Starts crying. Proper Brock. Give yourself 5 minutes. Don't quit and leave. Steady yourself. Do you know what I mean? You're fine. Nobody's going to judge you. You know what I mean? We've all been anxious.
It's
we've all been
terrifying
broke.
walking in a gym
There
for
you
the
go.
first time. It always
And
is.
this is what I said to them all. I've been there. I was the overweight kid that went in gym. Everybody else had been doing it for years and everybody was better than me. I was the unfit one. But I stuck to it. And I get it that consistency and that discipline and it paid off for me. Do you know what I mean?
No,
and like I said to her, she's now in all the time. And she comes and talks to the boot camp lot when I do a new boot camp to explain to them, listen, I cried first time I came, but look at me now. I'm talking in front of you all and I'm, do you know what I mean? I'll be there for you. And I think you can only try and guide them if they've got to want to help the sen, if you get me. If they don't,
a big thing.
It's difficult. And that's what I found. Obviously, like I said, I've done it like over 3 years now. So I've run quite a good few. In the beginning, because you think that's what you should be doing, you should be checking in on them all the time. They're not checking on me. And this is my thing. People have said to me, oh, what about so-and-so that used to come? That, oh, it's changed my life. Blah, blah. And then I done tear off them once they decided to stop coming. So they were so thankful to me, but then all of a sudden, I don't hear no off them. Do you know what I mean? They don't check up on me.
I know what you mean.
And it's really difficult. So I learnt, give your effort where effort's like given.
Appreciate.
Yeah.
100%. Can I ask you something? Because I can't believe this. We're an hour in already. I'm like, can we do a part 2 with you? Because I've really enjoyed this conversation.
So there's we'll definitely do a part 2. We'll get it organised. But there's one question that I am going to ask this episode.
Yeah, we can
Because
ask
it's
it this
needed.
episode. It is needed.
And we ask every single person this, and the answers have been wildly different. How do you personally define a good life?
Me personally, and I don't think many will agree with it, because a lot of people are kind of, what can you create for your son in that? Mine's, I want when my kids grow up and my name's your dad were a good man. Your dad helped me. Your dad was there for me. Do you know what I mean? I want my name to remember. I don't care about money. I'd give you my last tenner. Do you know what I mean? If I've got food on the table, you want, I'll give my food. I've always been that man. Not bothered what I ain't got. We'll share what I have got. For me, it's that knowing that you've made a difference in somebody's life. if you can look
that's
back and
beautiful.
go, I've helped somebody, I've made a difference, I've been there for somebody. I've had people, obviously, I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And if they've got issues,
if
you need somebody to message me, I'll come and meet you, of course I will.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And a lot of them don't understand because I've spoke to a lot of young lads, obviously. And what they don't understand, because they see my strong version, and then as soon as they start telling me about their and I go, do you feel like this and do you feel like that and do you think this and that? And they go, how do you know? I'm like, I know. I feel it. I understand it 110%. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, for me, if you can help others, you've won.
Yeah, there's a saying I love that I think we could finish on that sums up what you're saying, and it's that real leaders create more leaders.
Yeah.
And that is, if you want people to remember you, make them feel seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, one for me, I mean, I'm not into God and all that.
Yeah.
Love your neighbour. Help, do what you can for your neighbours and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We live by it, mate.
Yeah, I love that.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
Do what you can for other people.
Yeah.
If you can make a difference, why not? Do you know what I mean?
No.
That has been a pod, mate.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Absolute
Yeah,
pleasure.
we'll get you on for a part 2. I enjoyed that. That were crazy. I've enjoyed that.
Is there, this is your opportunity to look into that camera. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to put out there for people to
Grassroots
come
or all
down?
like that.
So
Grassroots.
obviously, Grassroots Sports Academy Yorkshire. Check them out on Facebook. We do a lot for everybody, really. Every age group, we do what we can. So check us out on Facebook.
There we go.
Perfect.
Nice one, boys.
That has been a fucking pod. And Kieran, who's an absolute legend, and
you.
just welcome. We'll get you on again. I felt
definitely.
felt
Part
warm
two.
with that. But that has been a quality episode. Cheers, Kieran.
Nice one, lads.
Cheers, mate.
All right, cheers, man.
Peace.
See you later.